In a distant land surrounded by hills and green vegetation, there was a kingdom known as Bakuta. This land was ruled by King Kofi and Queen Adisa, a wise and noble pair. Their daughter, Princess Zola, was the pride of the kingdom, admired far and wide for her radiant beauty and gentle spirit. She has eyes like the setting sun, a voice that echoed like a soft breeze through the palm trees, and a heart filled with kindness. Though many noblemen and princes from neighboring kingdoms sought her hand in marriage, Zola's heart belonged to someone far different, a simple farmer's son named Kato. He was not of royal blood, nor did he possess the riches or titles that other suitors could boast. But Kato was strong, honest and hardworking, with a deep love for the land and a spirit as free as the wind. He would often sing to the crops as he worked in the fields, and his songs carried melodies of joy and hope that warmed Zola's heart. They had met one evening at the edge of the forest, where Kato had been gathering wood for his family's home. Princess Zola had been out for a walk, seeking refuge from the pressures of the palace life. There, in the dim glow of dusk, they shared their first conversation, and something sparked between them, something that transcended wealth or status. For months afterward, they met in secret at the edge of the river or under the cover of the great baobab tree, where they would talk for hours, sharing their dreams and desires. But soon, whispers of their forbidden love began to spread. The palace guards, always vigilant, and noticed the princess's frequent absences and reported them to the king. When King Kofi heard the news, he was furious. He summoned Princess Zola to the throne room, where the air cracked with tension. "Zola," the king began, his voice stern, "I've heard troubling rumors about you consulting with a farmer's son. This is not befitting of a princess, let alone my daughter. You must put an end to this foolishness at once." Zola, though nervous, stood her ground. "Father, I love Kato. He may not be a prince or a man of great wealth, but his heart is pure, and he loves me as I am, not for the crown on my head. Can't that be enough?" But the king would not be swayed. "Love? What does a farmer's son know of love fit for a princess? Your future lies with someone of royal lineage, someone who can offer you and this kingdom the honor and wealth you deserve. You will marry Prince Jabari of Mbeko. This is final." Tears welled in Zola's eyes, but she knew there was no point in arguing further. The king was as stubborn as the old baobab tree in the courtyard. His word was law. Desperate, Zola sought out her mother, Queen Adisa, hoping she might be able to soften the king's heart. The queen listened patiently with her face unreadable as Zola poured out her mind. "My daughter," Queen Adisa said, her voice calm but firm, "your father and I only want what is best for you and the kingdom. Kato may be kind, but he's not suitable for a future queen. You must think beyond yourself and consider your duty to Bakuta." Zola's heart sank. She knew her parents would never accept Kato, and the weight of her duty felt like a chain around her neck. That night, Zola wept in her chambers, feeling trapped and powerless. But as the moon rose high in the sky, a spark of determination lit within her. She would not give up on Kato. If she could not win her parents' approval, then she would find another way. Zola sent word to Kato, and they met once again by the river, where she told him everything. Kato, though saddened by the king's disapproval, held her hands firmly. "We will find a way, Zola," he promised. "I will work harder than ever before. I will prove myself to your father." Kato began devising a plan. He sought the counsel of the village elders, known for their wisdom and understanding of the natural world. One of the elders, a shaman named Mosi, offered him guidance. "There is an ancient legend," Mosi said, "of a flower that blooms only once in a generation, the Nuru flower. It grows atop the tallest mountain in the land, far beyond where most men dare to venture. It is said that whoever brings this flower to the king will be granted any wish they desire, for it is a symbol of true worth and bravery." Kato knew this was his chance. If he could retrieve the Nuru flower and present it to the king, perhaps he could earn the right to marry Zola. The journey would be perilous, but he was willing to risk everything for the woman he loved. Zola, though tearful for Kato's safety, supported his decision. She gave him a small amulet as a token of her love and prayed for his safe return. The path Kato tread was fearful, with wild beasts and biting cold of the mountain's peak. But with each step he thought of Zola, her smile, her laughter, and the warmth of her love. That gave him the strength to push forward. At last, after days of climbing, he reached the summit, where the Nuru flower bloomed in all its glory, glowing faintly in the moonlight. Kato carefully plucked the flower and began the journey back home. But when he returned to Bakuta, weak and weary from his travel, he found the kingdom in turmoil. Prince Jabari, the man Zola had been promised to, had arrived to claim her hand in marriage. The king had already begun preparations for the wedding, and Zola was locked away in her chambers, heartbroken and resigned to her fate. Kato, undeterred, went straight to the palace gates, holding the Nuru flower aloft. The guards, recognizing the legendary flower, allowed him entry, and he was brought before the king. King Kofi, upon seeing the flower, was taken aback. He had heard the legends, but never imagined anyone would be brave or foolish enough to seek it out. He listened as Kato told of his journey, the trials he had faced, and the love that had driven him forward. Moved by Kato's courage and determination, the king's heart softened. For the first time, he saw the depth of the young man's love for his daughter, and realized that perhaps there was more to being worthy of a princess than titles or wealth. With a heavy sigh, King Kofi turned to Zola. "It seems your heart has chosen well, my daughter," he said, his voice filled with a mixture of pride and regret. "If this man is willing to risk his life for you, then perhaps he is worthy of your love after all." Zola's face lit up with joy and she rushed into Kato's arms. The kingdom rejoiced, for they had witnessed not only a great love, but also a great act of courage. And so Princess Zola and Kato were married under the baobab tree where they had first met, surrounded by friends and family. The kingdom of Bakuta prospered under their rule, and their love became the stuff of legends, told for generations as a tale of bravery, devotion, and the power of true love. But even more than that, it was a reminder that sometimes the greatest riches come not from wealth or status, but from the heart. Thank you very much. Please kindly subscribe and see you next time. Bye.